Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with McFarlane Toys Gold Label Collection, DC Multiverse Arkham Knight Red Hood. And this is the McFarlane Toys online store exclusive monochrome edition. You can see he's all different shades of red. From what I can see here in the box, he's looking pretty cool, although I must admit I am seeing a few red flags, no pun intended. Take a quick look around the box. Video game image on the back. This isn't going to help you because it's the online store exclusive, but this will help. This promo code MTS10 for 10% off your order. I've been using this code for a while. This is, I think, just a good, solid, running promo code that they have. So put that on every order. It's going to help alleviate those shipping costs. So just getting them out of the box here for a second and looking at them, I'm already detecting a lot to like about this, but some real significant problems too. Some real red flags, if you will. Before I get into too much detail, I have got to say thank you so much to everyone who has been supporting and sharing my comic book Kickstarter, which just launched last week. We passed 75% of our funding goal in the first 72 hours. On launch day, we were hanging out during a live stream and watching the counter go up. If you want to catch up on that live stream, it was a great time. Went into more detail about the book. This is something that my friends and I created. It's 32 pages of original art. So if you're a fan of the channel and you want to show your support, now is the time to do it. Please go check out that campaign. Share it with your friends. Your enthusiasm and support truly means the world to me. And if you are a fan of From Before Figs, please consider checking out this little excursion from Before Books. Now let's get back to Red Hood here. So the monochrome red approach here, it looks really cool. There's actually quite a bit of paint on this figure. Unfortunately, some of this paint is not sitting very well on the figure itself. If you're a customizer and you've ever tried to paint this softer rubbery material, you know that paint doesn't stick to it very well. And if you come in real close, you can already start to see a little bit of paint loss happening on these softer pieces. See, it looks a bit thin right there. And I mean, even look at this helmet. Look at some of these spots where somebody laid their finger on it before it was dried, and even yikes. Ooh. I mean, it's all over the place. It's coming off all over the place. I think the color choices are really good. It's just, man, the paint apps, oh, yikes. And for example, this hoodie that he has on under here, so he's wearing a leather jacket and a hoodie underneath, right? You can barely tell what you're looking at because this paint app is so sloppy and confusing. So this brighter red should be continuing down just to the edge, basically, of this jacket. Instead, it's hitting the hoodie underneath and the zipper of the leather jacket. It makes no sense. And then it abruptly ends right here before the zipper. Not that the zipper should be red, but I mean, it shouldn't be this color either, right? Places down here on the legs where they're actually separate pieces glued on, they look really great and have sharp edges. I like these knee shin guards. I love these clip holders on the hips there. Those look super cool. This Robin-esque bird spray painted on the back, it looks freaking rad. It's very cool. Maybe not enough contrast against the other shades of red, but still, it's a very cool sculpt. And it's a very cool paint scheme. In theory, it's just that the application leaves to be desired. Even, putting a little bit of that darker color right there on this patch is great, but then the pin's the wrong color. Little details like that. I know that's a lot to bitch about right out the gate. I do like this character design. I think the sculpt is really cool, and fiddling with the articulation, there's a lot to like. So obviously you saw that the head moves underneath that hoodie. Which is very satisfying and fun to mess with. Arms come up to a T, don't have a ton of play in that butterfly socket. Bicep cuts, you can see there's a little bit of separation happening there on that side. This side feels a little sticky, probably paint related stickiness, I would have to assume. This one rotates fine, but you can see that gap, that gappening happening. Double elbows are very fun. They look halfway decent from the side, although, see, look at this. Shouldn't that be, I mean, what color should that be? Should that be that brighter red under there? The zipper on the sleeves is open and you can see all the way in there, and then it's the same color. It's kind of weird. Now we arrive at my biggest problem with this. The hands here, the wrists, they have sculpted hinges. They don't have ball joints, meaning there is only one axis of movement. And I know there's the gun mandate. This Red Hood doesn't come with any guns, but it's Red Hood. He's meant to have guns, right? For really, really great gun poses, you want the wrist to be able to do this. Like, for example, say Grim Knight here. I've got him holding this grenade launcher with this kind of firearm discipline here at rest, you know, having that little cock to the side, or not to the side, but down. That makes the whole thing. This guy's not going to be able to do that at all. He comes with an alternate pair of hands. I'll get him out in a second, but those are also sculpted hinge wrists. Bad move. Please don't do this anymore, Todd. We don't want this. So that was a bad choice, but he's got some great action here at the torso. This makes up for that a little bit, having all this play here. Yeah, definitely give us more guys like this. And then he rotates under there. That waist is hidden. You love to see that. You love to see it. You could probably maybe get this, if you got his shirt clear of that, you could bend forward even a little more maybe. Pretty rad. That's great. Check out the straps underneath that jacket. Oh man, for a second here, I was like, oh, this could be a great Kaneda from Akira. The jacket, they've been pegging and gluing the jackets onto the torso lately, like with this and Grifter. I don't like it. This one's actually already starting to come off. I didn't even do that. It was just kind of shredded and hanging on by a thread when I got it out of the box. The legs are not bad. They felt like they were going to be a bit more rigid at first, but the movement at the hips is pretty decent. And then double knees, kind of chunky, don't get all the way to butt kicking action. Another paint mask. Not the greatest knee range, but I do think you can make a crouch happen, so that's good to see. A little bit of deech at the bottom of the feet. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how the regular retail version looks. I do like that design with the white jacket and stuff. The Arkham Knight Red Hood look is very rad. This monochromatic thing, if that becomes sort of a running variant style, I'm not opposed to it. I think it's pretty unique. I think it'll look good on the shelf. So he's got a decent amount of accessories. He's got a pair of hands clearly meant for holding guns. I will put those on in a moment, and I'll put guns in those hands. Perhaps more interestingly, though, are these effects, which I believe are meant to enhance throwing punches and poses like that with these two fists here. Let's try this. So I think this is the idea. This is a punch connecting an impact sort of effect, or just flying through the air. The speed of that fist swinging. I guess you could combine that with this other one, which is just fiery air flying off of the arm for the speed of that punch that he's throwing. I suppose you could do it for, could you do this for? You could do that to the leg as well. He's throwing a kick so fast that it's got this cool effects trailing it. I like the effects. I like when McFarlane does these effect things. They're usually pretty fun. I think this one that is a little bit more opaque, I think I kind of prefer these to the like lantern ones that are a bit too translucent. And now these fists here. Just gonna pop the hands out. Those come out fairly easily. And he's got gun hands. Of course, he doesn't come with guns because Todd can't give us guns, as per Warner Brothers. Fortunately, he's got that weapons pack coming out. I haven't gotten mine yet. A lot of people have. Feels like I've been watching people get those gun packs for like 2 weeks, and mine haven't even shipped. And then, of course, as soon as you put guns in his hand, then it's like, okay, now he's Red Hood. Yeah, that looks great. I really have a feeling I'm going to prefer the regular retail of this. Honestly, I was more interested in that gold label Scarecrow, but you know, the way shipping costs on McFarlane's online store, I was like, well, I might as well order 2 figs to make that shipping cost a little more worth it. The monochrome is fun. It could be a fun running variant, but I do think the white jacket's going to make this guy pop a little bit more. Let's see him here next to some Arkham inmates. I'm really loving all this Arkham trilogy representation that we're getting this year. Great character designs, really solid versions of the characters. They work as the game versions of the characters and could stand up next to your comic figures as well. And here he is next to some other versions of himself. And yeah, I think this one is still going to be my go-to Bat Family Red Hood. I think he is yet to be upset. And then depending on which version of Bats you want to pair him with, I think there's some cool potential with Dark Detective in this version of Red Hood. They feel like they could exist in the same semi-futuristic world together. And while we're here, you may know that frequent commenters and participants on this channel are inducted into the From Before Figs Rogues Gallery. And today's entry is Alex Belmont. Alex Belmont has been commenting and hanging out on this channel as far back as I can remember, and is still turning up to all the live streams, hanging out and participating. Much appreciated, Alex. Let's hear it in the comments for Alex Belmont. So there's monochrome Red Hood. A cool idea. Some real glaring issues with the execution. I have a feeling the retail version is going to be better. Like I said, I kind of just got this guy to justify the shipping cost. Didn't want to just get that amber Scarecrow. Threw this guy in as well. I love the concept. Love the sculpt. The character design, very, very good. But man, a lot of paint problems. And Todd, don't go this direction, please. We don't want hinge wrists. We want the ball joints. We really do. All right, gang, that's all I got. Don't forget to check out the Kickstarter, and thank you again to everyone who has been sharing and supporting. This has been amazing, and I'll have more updates about that in the future with viewers of this channel in mind specifically. So stay tuned. And thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.